Hey guys, Thunder E here, and welcome to our unboxing of the BlackBerry Classic, or otherwise known as the Q20. The BlackBerry Classic is BlackBerry's latest device that takes a page back from the original Blackberries that we know and love with the QWERTY keyboard. Now you can pick it up on eBay for between $500 to about $580 or so. And here's our BlackBerry Classic, which we'll set aside in a second, but it's got that very traditional BlackBerry look and feel to it. So let's take a look at more of the contents in the packaging here. First thing, besides the BlackBerry Classic, we get this nice little pamphlet telling us about complimentary 30-day direct support from BlackBerry, something we can use. It's got a nano SIM tool, so you can actually take out the nano SIM on the side of the device, and it's got headphones, which you actually can see there. But before we do that, let's take out some of the other instructional material and packaging in there as I try to fiddle and take the stuff out. All right, let's get in there. Let's get in. There we go. Finally get it out. So we've got some quick start guides. So start guides for your BlackBerry Classic in English, Spanish, and French, I believe. And we've also got some more information here, safety and information in 3 different languages as well. That's the safety information. And in the packaging, you do have a micro USB cord. And you also have a travel charger, 850 milliamps for the travel charger, BlackBerry charger. And as I mentioned, does come with headphones. So it's something that we don't find a lot today from a lot of manufacturers. Comes with headphones you can actually use with your BlackBerry Classic. So at least to give you something which is pretty nice. So let's close that up, set that aside, tuck that into our packaging, push that back, and take a closer look at our BlackBerry Classic here. So the BlackBerry Classic has a very solid BlackBerry feel. It's got a 3.7-inch display, 720 by 720, so it's a 720p display. You can see the classic QWERTY keyboard is a 4-row keyboard there, physical keyboard. On top of that, you do have touch-sensitive buttons as well as a trackpad on there. We've got your call, answer, BlackBerry button, home, and all those buttons. You have the SD card and nano SIM slot on the left-hand side of the BlackBerry Classic. The top, headphone jack, and a power button to actually turn on the device. So that's actually your power button on the top. And on the right here, you do have your volume rocker as well as the mute button in between. In the back, you have an 8-megapixel camera with flash, and it's powered by a Snapdragon processor here. It's a quad-core processor. I believe this is the S4 processor. It's actually an older processor in here, but we'll see how it performs and functions. You cannot take out the battery. The BlackBerry Classic comes with 16 gigabytes of storage with 2 gigs of RAM, expandable up to 128 via micro SD. Now I'm going to take off that film there so you guys will not complain. You can definitely see that screen as we go ahead and power on the BlackBerry Classic here. It's got, of course, that LED notification in the front as well as a front-facing camera. Now the thing about the BlackBerry Classic is setup process is actually, it takes a while for it to actually turn on for the very first time anyway. Very akin to traditional BlackBerry. Now this is also running BlackBerry's QNX OS 10.3.1, I believe. And you know, you can see the BlackBerry logo at the back. So we're going to let this kind of turn on, and we'll show you, just kind of speed through some of the setup process and jump into the software itself. Alright, so our BlackBerry Classic has been set up here, and just taking away some of those instructional stuff that pops up. You can see it's a full touchscreen. You can swipe through those quite easily. You know how QNX works, of course. You can go ahead and swipe left and right to access your app tray, or at least all your applications that you've downloaded. It does have the Amazon store as well as the BlackBerry store built in, a couple of apps out there, and of course your BlackBerry Hub for your emails, text messages all together. And you can basically swipe back and forth. You can use the back button to actually X out of things if you want to. That's the dialer and address book access. You can use the back button to close out open applications, or at least applications that are on your home screen right there, and it feels fluid enough altogether. I don't feel at least notice any hindrances from the older processor on this device. It feels comfortable in the hands. Like, my hands are much bigger, so if you're wondering, yes, I do have bigger hands, which is why it looks a little skewed. Now, this is the camera, 8 megapixels. It's very camera OS is basic, but you do have options to change your ratio from 1.1 to 16:9, HDR photos. You can change your video from 720p 60 frames per second to 1080p at 30 frames per second. We'll spend some more time with the camera in our full review, but I wanted to give you an idea of how it looks and feels. Again, you can use the trackpad to scroll through left and right, so you've seen BlackBerrys with the trackpad, and if you want to go back home, you got to slide from the bottom, as you expect from QNX. So that's something to take note. Now, the other aspect of the BlackBerry Classic is the keyboard. Now, there's something I want to just spend some time quickly before we actually finish this unboxing. The keyboard is still very familiar, works very well. This is one thing BlackBerry did exceptionally well with the keyboard, and I completely mistyped Booredatwork there with Booredatwork.com. So but it's something that they've done very, very well and continue to do. The four-row keyboard, the keyboard styling, the styling of the keys, where you can see from the center it kind of shifts one way to another, and also the fluidity of the touch screen, so it feels very fluid scrolling through a home page and things like that. Does make a lot of sense. But I will tell you, the keyboard from my initial use has been very, very fluid. Something I of course definitely spend more time with, and it's really funny because when you use the touchscreen for a long time and going back to a physical keyboard on a smartphone, it can be a little bit jarring, but it does feel really solid, and I do like its performance here. So like I mentioned, we will spend more time with the keyboard. It's something that I think a lot of people who are looking for something like this, or just kind of that traditional aspect, will definitely want to take a good look at and see how this actually handles. It's got full enterprise features. You don't need the BlackBerry servers anymore for this device, so that's something to take note. It's the latest version of QNX on BlackBerry, on the BlackBerry Classic. So that is our first hands-on look as well as unboxing of the BlackBerry Classic. Feels like the original BlackBerry in my mind. Very comfortable. We'll spend some time using the device. If you guys have any questions or any comments, let us know. If you're looking to pick up a BlackBerry Classic, we have a link for you down below at the Amazon store. And otherwise, don't forget to like this video, share it, and favorite this video. Do subscribe to the channel, and always enjoy your entertainment.